What's up guys, my name is Rylan and today we're going to be looking at this 2018 Toyota Tacoma. Now I will also be giving you my driving impressions along with a complete review. Now the base model Tacomas start at about $25,000 and can shoot up all the way past $45,000 marker. So this truck behind me is the SR5 and it comes in at about $32,000 with all the options that it has. Given the options that are on this truck are some of the most popular. Now this will give you a great representation of what you can get for your money when you opt for a mid-level Toyota Tacoma. Now if at any point in time you enjoy this video or learn something new, make sure you hit that subscribe button guys. I post a video every week and you don't want to miss a thing. Now starting off with the technical specifications of this vehicle, I want to let you guys know right off the bat that this scores good in all 6 crash test ratings conducted by IIHS. So that's very good peace of mind if you're using this as a family car or obviously just care about yourself. Now the engine that's equipped on this Tacoma is a 3.5 liter V6 that's good for around 270 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque. Definitely gets this vehicle moving, and compared to the 4-cylinder that's offered, it is by far superior. The 4-cylinder is, how should I put this nicely? It's a slouch, it's lazy, it's a couch potato. Now thanks in part to that V6 engine, the towing capacity on this truck is rated at 6,800 pounds, so almost 7,000 pounds, and it is so much better than if you were to get this in a 4-cylinder, which is rated at the lower end of 3,000 pounds, so around 3,200 pounds. To be honest, that is terrible towing capacity for a truck, and I almost think my BMW could tow more than that 4-cylinder. That might be a future video. Lastly, before we take a look at the exterior styling of this vehicle, I want to mention that the MPG is 19 in the city and 23 on the highway, so that's pretty good for a small truck. Granted, and obviously, it's no Prius. Now taking a look at the side profile of this truck, you can definitely see that the proportions on this vehicle are just right, and the paint color behind me is known as magnetic gray metallic. It definitely appears very nice, especially in direct sunlight, not with these clouds in the sky right now, but in direct sunlight and under LED lights and whatnot, like such as a gas station, it has a really nice metallic sparkle to it. So it definitely looks like a very premium paint job. Now taking a quick look at the rims, we see that while they're not the most sporty, they definitely fit the vehicle well. They're 16-inch alloy rims and they're wrapped in some all-purpose tires. Now the SR5 comes standard with tinted windows in the back and tinted windows in the front too. It's about 70% in the front, but it is really dark in the back and definitely looks really good against this paint job. Another exterior feature that I really like on this truck is the shark fin antenna. I'm glad they didn't cheap out and go with just some regular antenna that flops around, can easily get broken, and you got to put it up and put it down when you want to, go through a car wash or whatnot. Taking a closer look at the front end of this vehicle, you can see that it is fairly aggressive front fascia, and I really love the silver accents along the grille that comes standard in the SR5 model. Now these HID headlights are standard in the SR5 model as well, and they do a great job at illuminating the road. Also, a standard feature is the fog lights with the SR5 model. The base model of this vehicle, the SR, does not come with fog lights whatsoever. Now taking a closer look at the back end of the vehicle, and we see that it does look pretty nice. I love how the Tacoma is engraved in the tailgate itself instead of some little flimsy badge. That's a really nice touch, and I love how the chrome accents are carried over from the front. They do look really nice in the back of the truck as well, and once again that's only on the SR5 model and above. Another thing we see is the rear view camera, which is standard on all 2018 vehicles sold in the US. Also we have our trailer hookups and a 49ers license plate frame, which I am not a fan of. Now this Tacoma is equipped with the short bed, which is definitely more popular than the long bed, and it's about 60 inches in length and about 57 inches wide with a 19-inch depth. The tailgate is also easy open, so you can basically just open it and let it go and it won't slam down. Now the truck bed itself comes with 2 storage compartments that are adequately sized. It's about like probably like a cubic foot of space. Don't quote me on that. Now the inner bed of this truck is fiber reinforced sheet molded composite. So what that means is essentially compared to a steel inner bed, it's around 30% reduction of weight, and compared to aluminum and steel, it's way less easy to dent the truck bed or put any type of stress cracks on it. All right, so sitting in the driver's seat, and the first thing you notice is you have plenty of space. I have my legs fully extended. This would be my natural driving position in this truck, and plenty of space for my legs. Headroom is also really good. I have about 3 to 4 inches, if not more, and I'm about 5'11", so that's really nice. And the seats themselves are really comfortable. Now there is a little bit of bolstering on the seats to keep you from sliding around if you hit a corner at an excessive amount of speed, but there's not too much bolstering. So if you do start to slide out of your seat, chances are the next thing that'll follow is your truck sliding and possibly flipping. So these seats will give you a good indication of if you're going too fast around a corner. Might need to cool it down. Okay, so sitting in the back seat of this truck, and headspace once again is really good. I say probably about 3 inches of headspace, and leg space is not the best. I probably have a 1/4 of an inch of leg space, but that is from my driving position, so it is really far back, almost as far back as it can go. So still pretty impressive. If you're under 6'1", you'll have no problem sitting in the back seat. The seats themselves are actually really comfortable, just like the front. Very supportive and soft while not being too soft, so still on the edge of a little bit firm. And you know what, there's not too much bolstering on the back of these seats, just like the front, but shouldn't really be any problems. If you have a car full of people and you're taking a truck around corners really quick, then better rethink having your license, because I can't see that ending well. Go around a corner thinking you're badass, flip the truck, everyone goes upside down, people be pissed at you, probably start punching you upside down. I don't know if you've ever been punched upside down, but it's not fun. I know this from experience. I'm not lying to you. All right, now taking a closer look at the interior of this 2018 Toyota Tacoma, and we notice that there are soft touch materials in every place that you would put your hands, your elbows, whatever rests your arm. It has a soft touch material on it, so definitely a good attention to detail. There is quite a bit of hard plastics in this truck, but that's something you expect from trucks in general. From a standpoint, you kind of want that because you don't want your entire truck to be covered in leather. That's not practical whatsoever. Plastics are durable and they're easy to clean. Now looking at the entirety of the dash, we see that everything is very simplistic and just clean looking. Everything flows really well. Okay, now taking a look at the center control stack, and we see that there are very minimal buttons whatsoever. We have 3 dials for your temperature control, as well as a couple buttons for recirculation, the heated side mirrors, and then you have this famous button, or infamous button I should say, that stands for ECT power. Now you think that might stand for extra power, but in fact it's just a trailer hauling button. So ECT actually stands for electronically controlled transmission, so that's going to give you higher shift points when you're towing a heavy object. So say it shifts usually at 3,000 RPMs. This is going to hold the shifts a little longer to 4,000 RPMs just to prevent stalling. And I've read a lot of stuff on forums about this button. There's people that have tested the 0 to 60 times with the button engaged and with it off, and it's actually slower when you have the button engaged. So all you Fast and the Furious fans out there, I'm sorry to say, no, it does not give you extra power. No, it is not a turbo boost button. Yeah, sorry. Hope I didn't kill your dreams too much. Now below the main controls for the air conditioning, we have a little USB and auxiliary port, which is really nice, and then a standard 12-volt outlet, which is another nice feature. And you have this nice little cubby space just below all of that. And then you have a ton of cup holders in this truck, like an insane amount. You have 2 right in the center control stack, and then you have 2 on either side of the door, so bear with me, let's keep counting. That's 6 just as it is, and then you have 2 right behind you just off the center armrest, and we have another 2 in the back. So altogether that's 10 cup holders, and you probably don't need that many cup holders, but in case you like to drink a lot of water or a lot of whiskey or a lot of beer, you're covered. Now the air conditioning vents themselves are circular, and I really like that. It kind of looks like what you would find in an airplane, so it's really nice, super easy to use, and there's this silver accents around all of the AC vents, which is another nice touch. Now the steering wheel itself is leather wrapped. This is only available on SR5 models and above, and the gear shifter is also leather wrapped. So definitely nice touches, and it feels really good to hold. Now the controls on the steering wheel itself are super easy to use, and it's actually a pretty clutter-free steering wheel, which is really surprising. A lot of companies put so many buttons on the steering wheel that it kind of gets a little hectic and defeats the purpose of having, you know, buttons at your fingertips and easy to use and easy to see. So the Tacoma does a really nice job at minimizing the buttons even on the steering wheel, but making them very simplistic to use. So if you want to scroll through your information on your little center screen that you have right between the tachometer and speedometer, you can do that with these buttons right here. There's a back button right there, super convenient. And then if you want to answer your phone or decline a call, you can do that all from the touch of a button. Again, super easy to use and great placement on the steering wheel, as well as your volume control buttons and changing the channel on your radio station. And the buttons themselves are actually pretty big, so they're easy to use and you're not going to accidentally press the wrong button. Instead of hanging up on someone, you end up answering it, and that could be a big problem if it's your ex that's been calling you for like 4 years and she's trying to get back together with you, and you really wanted to decline her number, but since the buttons were small, you ended up answering it. That's a hypothetical situation, but you get what I mean. Now right behind one of the 4 spokes of the steering wheel is the cruise control, and it's pretty simplistic to use. It's actually a little column stock, so you get 3 stalks on the steering wheel. And I like how it's completely separate from everything else. So the gauges themselves are analog and are very easy to read. And right between the gauges is a little screen, I want to say it's about 3 inches, that shows all your information, whether it's changing the channel on the radio station or checking the air pressure. Now the infotainment screen itself is 4.2 inches. If you opt for a technology package with navigation and optional upgraded speakers, then it'll increase the size of the screen to 7 inches. The infotainment system is definitely very simplistic, and you can incorporate Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Moving around to the mirror itself, it is an auto dimming mirror. This comes standard with the SR5 model, and it has the actual auto button right on the center in case you want to just take off the auto dimming function altogether. Now also with this auto dimming mirror, you do get a compass, so it shows what direction you're going, whether it's north, east, south, or west. And then on the roof itself, you have a sunglass holder, which is a great touch. Above the sunglass holder is the traction control off button. So if you want to do a drift and turn this normal Toyota Tacoma into a pre-runner or a rock crawler, then yeah, you could just hold down that button and turn traction control off and let this thing slide out. Now the sun visors themselves both have mirrors and they have lights, so that's a really nice touch. Now if you're wondering about the standard speaker system with this Toyota Tacoma, I have to say that the speakers are pretty nice. It gets very loud and it is crystal clear. It's not the most clearest speaker systems on the market, but that's to be expected. However, I am definitely impressed when it comes to the speakers in this vehicle. Now another feature that's just hilarious to me is the fact that all of these Toyota Tacomas come with a little mount for a GoPro. Now the center armrest is pretty sizable. It's not the biggest I've seen on a truck by any means, but you can definitely fit a lot of stuff. It goes pretty deep and it is pretty wide. And then there is another 12-volt outlet in there as well, so that's another nice touch. Now a cool feature about the back seats is this little window right here, little bypass window that you can slide over, and case you didn't tie down your stuff correctly, you can go ahead and just stick your whole arm out there and secure your payload yourself with your hand, or it can be used as, you know, just letting a little bit more air inside the cabin. That's probably what most people will use it for. All right, now getting this 2018 Toyota Tacoma out on the road, and right off the bat, I really love the driving position in this vehicle. You see absolutely everything. The A pillar, B pillar, and the C pillar are all very small and not in the way at all, so the visibility is excellent. Now, as far as acceleration for this V6 model, definitely pulls pretty hard. I'm not even on the accelerator all the way, just because it's my brother's truck and I'm a good bro. Anyways, the acceleration is actually surprisingly quick for this truck. Definitely so much better getting the V6 model. Now, as for vehicle insulation, there's a little bit of wind noise, not too much tire noise at all, which is pretty surprising. That's a good thing. And you know what? The most thing you can hear inside the cabin is definitely the engine noise, which to some cars, you know, like luxury cars and economy cars, you don't want to hear that at all. For trucks, on the other hand, it's okay to have a little bit of engine noise. Now, going around this corner right here onto the freeway, and yeah, there's not much body roll at all. Just that a little initial body roll, and then it just locks into place, and it does feel pretty confidence inspiring when taking corners at a reasonable amount of speed. Overall, I definitely think this truck is best in class when it comes to small size trucks. It has the right amount of amenities, especially in the SR5 format. It drives very nice. It's not too noisy, so it is well insulated, and the suspension is pretty firm. In the V6 platform, it definitely makes a good amount of power and is definitely quick in a straight line, so I'm happy to report, unlike the 4-cylinder, which is super slow. And you know, inside the vehicle itself, it's really nice, definitely modern looking, and everything looks pretty durable. So if you do use this truck as a work truck or go on long road trips or whatnot, nothing's gonna break if you're going in and out of the vehicle, and everything looks very just uniform and minimalistic. All right guys, well, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I really hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a like and a comment. I really like to hear what you guys say, whether it be a good opinion or a bad opinion. So whatever it is, just go ahead and leave it in the comment section. And thank you so much again, guys, for tuning in. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.